Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Victoria. Now today's video is a little bit different to what I usually put out. It's usually crafting videos, thrifting videos, that kind of thing. I just hit 100 subscribers and I thought it might be useful if I went through what it took to get here. You may have stumbled across this video because you've already subscribed, so thank you very much if you do. If you don't know who I am, I'm a creator of vintage kimono jewellery in Tokyo, Japan. So my channel is also a little bit about the Japan content as well, but it's mainly about thrifting and crafting in Japan and my business here. So what does it take to get 100 subscribers on YouTube? It sounds really easy and it sounds like there's not very many people, but believe me, I took a long time to get here. I set up my channel in November of 2020 with a view to just using it to share videos with my family back home in the UK. And most of those videos were unlisted ones and nobody has access to them unless they have the link. Fast forward 3 years and I decided that I was going to start using it for things like courses that I was running, but again they were still unlisted. I didn't really have the confidence to share something about me or my business at that point. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I still don't really know what I want to do. I'm still looking at my content and my niche. I still am not sure and I'm working it out because I'm only 100 subscribers in. I started to upload a bit of content for my own business in May or June of 2023. I kind of felt like I wanted to have a YouTube channel, but I wasn't really sure what it was going to be about. I didn't realise at the time that I should have just kept going with that, but I didn't see much growth and I kind of just gave up. And I know that I should have carried on. Now looking back on it, I know I should have carried on with it. That's the point where you need to push through and keep going. At the beginning of 2024, I decided that I wanted to have a really creative year for me personally, for my business. And so I set up my own challenge called the Creative Calm Challenge, where I wanted to come into the studio every morning and do at least 10 minutes of something creative just for being creative. It didn't have to have a final result. It didn't have to be to teach anyone anything. It just was for me and my quiet time at the beginning of the day. So I started to upload more content again in around about May, but I just wasn't as committed as I should have been. And I was uploading maybe 1 a week or 2, 3 a month at that point. And it was a point at which my youngest child said to me, "Mum, you need an upload schedule." And he's 11. And I thought, yeah, I actually do. I need to actually commit to how many videos I'm uploading every week and do it. So for the last month, I've been uploading 2 videos a week and it's been tough going. It takes a really long time to get videos out, but I saw the growth. As you can see in the chart, you can see how much it's grown in the last maybe 2 months or 3 months. And that is because I did what my 11-year-old said, which was have an upload schedule and stick to it. So since starting my channel, I've realised there are a lot of pros and a lot of cons. So I'll just take you through a few things that you might come across if you're thinking of starting a channel, and I really hope it will help you. So we're going to start with the pros. Number 1 is it is super fun having a YouTube channel. I never thought I would say that, but I changed my mindset around it and it has been super fun. I've been connecting with new people, I've been watching the channel grow, I've been getting some comments, and it just feels so interesting to do something fresh and new. Number 2 is it has been a brilliant learning experience for me. I had no idea how to use any editing software beforehand, so I started quite simply with iMovie because I just needed something really easy and intuitive to use, and it's already on my laptop, so I thought maybe I should just use that. And that's what I'm still using, and I might change in the future once I get familiar with editing software. I'm certainly speeding up as we're going through. So fingers crossed I can get onto some more professional software really soon. I also learned lots about audio, setting up mics. I don't have really professional mics yet. That is going to be my next step. I think maybe I'll treat myself now I've got 100 subscribers to buying some clip-on mics. So that's my next thing. Also, I definitely do need a hard drive, so I need to start putting some money into YouTube. I've been learning how to do different shooting techniques. I've been learning how to do different editing techniques. I've been adding sound effects, music. My plan was every time I upload a new video, there'll be something new that I've learned. I feel a little bit like a key grip sometimes when I'm setting up all the hardware, the lighting and the boom arm and the tripods and the monopods. I've learned so much about that as well. Still got so much to go, but I'm on the road to learning. It's fantastic. I'm a real lifelong learner. I'm always looking for new challenges to learn stuff, and I always think that other people are as well, so this is fitting me perfectly. I'm really looking into the back end of YouTube and how to understand the analytics, how to upload videos correctly, and I'm constantly researching and watching other YouTubers and their advice and following it. Number 3 of the pros is I love sharing my passion. So my passion is anything creative. I'll try my hand at anything to do with craft or art, and I love to discover new techniques. Currently it's natural dyeing, but it can also be anything to do with printing or painting or drawing or needlework or sashiko. Anything is going to come in. So what I want to do is make this channel a place where I can share what I'm learning. I'm not telling you that I'm an expert, I'm just sharing my passions with you. I'm really hoping to inspire people to live a more creatively fulfilling life, because this year has been all about that for me, and I've loved every minute of it. I can't wait to look back on the year to summarise all the different things that I've been learning. A surprising outcome of me setting up the channel is that my kids are really interested in the growth that it's making. They're not so much interested in the content that I'm uploading. I have to be honest, they're not really into dyeing with chestnuts and avocado pits, but they are interested to know how many subscribers I've grown by, what are the views like, what's my watch hours like. Pro number 4 is I'm getting out and about a lot more. Previously I was going from home to the studio, to home to the studio, to the home to the studio, dog walk, in between all that, and maybe to the supermarket and back, and my life was beginning to shrink a little bit. I was quite happy in my little rut, but I think I felt like I want to get out into Japan and into Tokyo a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm shooting on location a little bit more. Sounds really grand. Basically, I'm taking my camera out with me and just making some YouTube videos. Number 5 pro is content creation. Now, this was a big one for me. I'm kind of tired of the apps where you have to share content and then it disappears really quickly. And I felt like I was feeding a beast with Instagram and also Facebook recently, and felt like there wasn't a place where I could put out some long form content anymore on those platforms. So I was attracted to YouTube because I have some longer form things that I want to say. And also it is an evergreen platform, so I can always refer back to my videos. I chop up my videos and make them into reels, and I share them on my email newsletter every week, what I've been up to. I think it gives a good context for my business. Number 6, the final one, is that my mindset has completely changed. Before, I used to think that YouTube was not a place for people like me, for slightly mature people who are not really slender and beautiful. I felt like I didn't fit the YouTube profile. of a YouTuber. However, I've come to realise there's regular people like me on the platform, and that nobody's really looking. So far, everyone's been so kind and supportive and genuine, and if I come across the trolls, which inevitably I probably will, I just don't care. What matters more to me is putting out the content, getting my creative flow going, maybe inspiring others, and that's basically all that I'm doing it for. I also told myself, in terms of my mindset, that the niche of crafting and thrifting is so saturated, there just isn't space for me. They're doing it better anyway. No, I'll never be able to compete. What I didn't realise is that I am me, and I am my own person. I'm different to everybody else, and I can have a different spin than other people. My content can be unique just because I'm doing it. I'm not a Japan travel influencer. I'm not one of those people that goes around to different hotels and tries all the food. I'm interested in those channels, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. Japan is kind of an incidental thing because I live here and I'm interested in Japanese crafts, but not just Japanese crafts, not just about Japan. It's just about my creative journey while I live in Japan. And now for the cons. These are the things that didn't really go as well as I'd hoped, and some things that surprised me, but there are ways around them. Number one is time. I just didn't realise how much time I would need to devote to growing my channel. It's unbelievable how long it takes to edit a video. At the moment, it's 4 to 6 hours per video, and some of them are only 20 minutes long, and it's mind-blowing how long it takes, especially when you don't know what you're doing at the beginning, which I still don't. I'm taking a lot of time, making a lot of mistakes, backtracking to try and correct those mistakes. So hopefully I'm going to get quicker, but at the end of the day, editing is editing and it takes time. The other thing that takes time is developing ideas and then coming up with a shooting plan, and also a script if you need a script. It's just mind-blowing how long shooting itself takes, how much footage you actually shoot compared to what you actually use in the edited cut. At the moment, I think I'm doing about 10 hours editing a week, as well as about 1 day shooting. So that does have a real impact on my actual day-to-day business, so I'm going to have to keep a handle on that. But it's only a temporary thing that I'm doing 2 video uploads a week at the moment, because I'm trying to fill my channel with as much as I can, so that when people do drop on one of my videos, I've got more stuff to show them. Number 2 con is the impact on family. Now, I do my editing as much as I can, not in my studio time because that is for work. I shoot during studio time because I need the light. I'm trying to forego my Netflix time. I don't need that anyway. I just want to be a bit more productive in the evenings. So I decided a couple of nights a week I was going to do editing. But as my kids are getting older, they are going to bed a lot later. They want to hang out. And I'm finding that I've got a lot less time in the evenings to do those sorts of things. So that is a little bit of a problem, and I'm hoping it's not going to have an impact on them. The other thing that has an impact is every time we go out somewhere, I've got my camera and they're saying things like, "Oh no, not again, Mum." You know, I've always been a photographer of everyday things anyway, so they're kind of used to that, but now I've got the proper camera out. It is a little bit tricky, and it's having a bit of an impact on family life at the moment. Number 3 con is kind of a serious one. I noticed that since I have been doing YouTube more sort of wholeheartedly the last 3 months, my sales in my vintage kimono accessories business have plummeted. I don't know what has happened. I don't know whether it's the economy or whether it's just that people are confused about me YouTubing now. I'm not sure what it is. I think I'm in a bit of a flux with my business, so we'll just see how that all pans out. Really hoping that it's going to pick up soon because I have rent to pay on my studio and I really want to buy those new mics. So please check out bikudesigns.com and see if there's anything you'd like to buy there. It would help a great deal. Eventually I'd like to grow this channel so that I can monetize it, but that is the final plan at the moment. It seems like it's very far away for me. Only a tenth of the way to 1,000 subscribers that you need to become a YouTube partner. I could monetize after 500 subscribers, but I'm looking at the end game, which is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours at the moment, and my watch hours at the moment are less than 200 watch hours for this year, so I just can't see that it's going to happen anytime soon. But the more content I put on there, the more chance I have of increasing my watch hours. So fingers crossed. Con number 4 is it's tiring to do YouTube. It really is. With the 10 hours editing every week and the shooting and the coming up with ideas, it is really, really quite draining. Although it's super fun and I'm motivated to keep putting out content, it is so tiring. It's like a hobby that's taken over my life and my brain. So I'm going to have to try and get a handle on that. As I said, it's not going to be 2 uploads a week forever. It's just going to be temporarily, and then I'm going to slow it down when I've got enough content on the channel. But at the moment, it's tiring. Oh my gosh. Momentum is also a really hard thing to keep going. You know, when you see that you spent 6 hours editing a video, 4 hours shooting it, and then you get 50 views, it's really, really hard to not feel disheartened by that. But I have to keep telling myself, this is only now that I got 50 views. Who knows if that video will take off in the future, or tomorrow, who knows? I'm just going to leave it there and I'm going to show all my mistakes. I'm not going to delete anything. I want to show my growth to myself. It's a record of where I've come from and where I'm going. And I just want to keep the momentum up. Sometimes it's tough though. But when I see those subscriber counts going up and the view counts going up, that's what keeps me going. So I check my analytics every day, but I'm trying so hard not to obsess over them. So is YouTube for you? That's a big question. Don't worry too much if you don't have something that you definitely want to do with your channel. Just get on and create something, and as you're creating, then you'll find out what it is that you want to do. I'm still not sure, and I'm 100 subscribers in, and I think I've done 36 videos. I'm still waiting to find out what it is that I'm doing here, and it actually doesn't matter. This is part of getting good at the craft of YouTube and just keeping going and learning how to be motivated, learning about how to have a workflow, how to have a shooting schedule, all those things you'll learn as you are just approaching your channel and finding out what it is that you want to do. If you have some time and the willingness to learn, just do it. Please share in the comments below if you have a small channel that needs a bit of love, and then we can all subscribe to each other. Take care and happy YouTubing, and see you next time.